professionalism is a necessary element of these things, is going to improve their ability for like epistemic decision making. I don't think we've gotten that. I think they've just kind of talked about like, general diversity things being good. That is completely non-exclusive, both within the institutions who actively care about like having diversity and are definitely more good faith. The days of like eugenics being a legitimate medical movement are very, very far gone. And also that on these boards as well, like I'm pretty sure these boards aren't just a bunch of white men making decisions about women's bodies. I think that's a really unfair characterization of what these boards look like and basically amounts to a squirrel. Before I get a little further, I'll take opening government. Go ahead.
Understand that in the status quo, many institutions in the world do not cater, for instance, to free abortion or abortion at all to many individuals, not because it is outlawed. It is because those who are members of there are probably conservative or white male. Why is it that in those specific cases you still win?
Okay, because these citizens are not going to actually change any of these policies, right? If the social stigma against abortion is very strong, a medical review board having a citizen on it is not the deciding factor at all. Let's explain why these citizens will not make calls even if they have strong ethical convictions, right? Like generally, 90% of the time, juries just do whatever like the judge tells them to do, right? They lack like the legal expertise to actually make relevant decisions, so they make decisions on very unclear colloquial grounds, right? Anyone who's done high school debate has had the experience of losing around to a parent judge who didn't know what they were doing, right? It's a rough experience, and that's roughly the case that's going to happen here, except like even worse than the case of juries. Now, these kinds of decisions require like a very clear conceptualization of what like microbiology is, right? You need to know about cellular biology in many cases to make the decisions that these ethics boards are talking about, right? So I think it's incredibly unlikely these people are going to have relevant input at all. And so what's likely to happen? They're simply going to defer, right? They're going to defer to the people they trust, right? Lawyers and doctors who are people that are like revered and seriously respected. What happens when they do this? It actually makes the kind of power entrenchment that side government cares about significantly worse. Why is this the case? Doctors and lawyers are the ones most likely to be the ivory tower intellectuals they say they care about. And so when you like pack these boards in favor of people who are going to defer to the people on these boards most likely to be white, most likely to be out of touch with what common people care about, most likely to be very wealthy because they could afford to go to law school or med school, you're just literally like privileging the most privileged voices within those boards because we haven't had an explanation, and it's way too late to bring it up in the closing government whip, as to why these people have enough faith in their own selves to make decisions on these boards, to tell like someone who went to law school and is incredibly intelligent that no, you're wrong, I have a better view on what's ethical than this person with a PhD in like medical ethics, right? This is completely ridiculous. For these reasons, very, very proud to oppose.